Okay, 2067, good luck. We've not played before, there's no head-to-head score there. 500 games of rapid for my opponent. Okay, we're playing traditional reti. I've done 250-ish. 255 I'm up to now. Okay, knight f6. I think I'm just going to go b3. We have got the option to take there. I'm just going to develop, same this side. But it is 10 minutes rapid this, so we both need to slow down shortly. Okay, we take back. We just try and get castled. Make sure we protect our pawn. Get castled first. Ooh, then that allows knight up. Has he just blundered there? Has he just blundered there? I mean, he's maybe got... Well, he doesn't have queen there, so he's maybe got queen here, but then I've got bishop up. I think he's just blundered at least an exchange. But I might be wrong. Just clear the markings. Obviously, bishop up now we just take, so... Wins an exchange. We're still actually threatening the knight as well. So he grabs the pawn. So I presume I just want bishop up. I've actually got queen up as well, maybe to attack the knight and protect the bishop. But you can imagine the bishop getting on the diagonal. So it feels like I should play a move like bishop up and hope I'm not getting my bishop trapped. So I'm going to go here. I want to try and get the bishop back if possible before it gets trapped. Or trade it off. So there is an option to trade. So I'm going to do that. And then maybe d3, kick the knight back. Goes with the queen. Yeah, I still like d3. If knight back, I think I can just trade and knight up. But there is a very dangerous diagonal here now. I've lost my bishop and my opponent's still got theirs, so... that rook could end up being a poisoned rook in a way, it could be. So that's the very logical move that's likely to come. So I'm going to play forward and attack the queen and try and keep this restricted. Get the knight into play. Maybe f3 might have to come. Could turn out to be a poisoned rook. Bishop could turn out to be more powerful. Oh, opponent is disconnected. Okay. Might have been an internet connection issue. I didn't actually see it. Just says opponent has left the game. You have to wait well over a minute to claim a victory though, but... The queen's not trapped here though. You've got one square there, you've got one square there. But otherwise, in principle, I just want to get the knight into place somewhere right now and just watch out for my rook in the corner in case the bishop gets on the diagonal. Okay, opponent has rejoined the game. Now, queen up here and I walk into a pin, which I don't want to be in. So queen here restricts my knight. If I move my knight now, I'll lose the bishop. So maybe bishop back this way, but then my pawn's kind of a bit weak. Maybe bishop here and we can trade something. But then my rook's stuck in the corner, so it's not easy. I think I should drop back maybe. Let's just drop back and try and get the knight into play. But obviously this is a very natural attack from my opponent here. So let's maybe play rook across. At least the pieces are developed now. f3 might become kind of forced. You can imagine a move like f5 trying to blast things open. Queen across attacks the pawn and the bishop. So I guess queen up would be good here. If the queens come off, that should be very good for me. So that's a very natural move. If the queens come off the board, it takes away all this immediate checkmate risk, although you could still get a knight here with the king unable to move. It is possible to still mess up. Now we get development with the rook. Okay. If we go across, you've got bishop down, and we can actually go here, and that looks like it wins material. But knight across, queen back, or queen up. Maybe it doesn't necessarily. Queen across creates a checkmate threat, that's why I'm looking at that. And it also hits the pawn. Bishop here defends. Pawn up. Or even just a simple queen back. I'm going to do it. I've got pawn up, but you do have knight across counter-attacking. But of course, if I push the pawn up, I'm weakening this diagonal again, so it's not without risk, this. But there is a checkmate threat and a threat to the pawn. So bishop up, I might need to drop the queen back. It might be a bit risky to do anything else, but drop back rather than this. So if I go here, I think knight across is the move. Then what do we do? The knight across would attack my queen and be protected by the queen, so there's no immediate threat there. So I think we just drop back here and try and trade the bishop. Okay, that bishop's gone, so we're left with just a knight and rook versus knight and bishop. So I'm looking at knight up here with a view to getting forward. This pawn would be loose though. I'm going to bring the rook across to basically guard this pawn. Okay, where do we go? I'm going to play knight across and then try and kick the knight maybe. It's going to be very difficult here with having played g3 and lost the bishop. So this, and then my pawn gets a bit weak. Knight in might be a move, then f3 I guess. That's what my idea I was previously looking at. Knight up with a view to playing f3 and solidify this structure. Not easy though. Now you've got to guard your knight there. f3 takes. That feels fairly solid. I'm going to do that. If I take this way, it feels like it's okay. It doesn't mean it is. I missed that move, to be fair. I just completely missed that. Now I might end up having to really push forward, and then that feels weakening. Let's come back and threaten to jump in. The pawn's playing this very quickly and playing this pretty well. So we could actually be second best here. We could be. Feels like black's the one with the initiative, the more advanced pieces. So now there is actually a threat there. King up walks into this diagonal, which I don't particularly want. I do have queen across, I guess. That looks pretty solid. If you take, I can't take back though. So I'm looking at just king up and stop this. So king up, if you take and I take, you've then suddenly got three pieces attacking. So king up take, I'm going to have to take this way. Rook takes, rook takes. This is not easy, not easy. But queen here, if you take, I can't take back. What on earth do we do? I think I need to play king up, but this might be a blunder. But I think I have to take this way now. Might be a blunder, this. Take, take. Is rook f3 a move? I can't then take back easily. Although maybe I've got knight across. But take, if I take this way, there's three attacking it and only two defending it, so you could actually take. Knight up to hit the bishop, and I guess the bishop can easily jump around. So the rooks come forward. Oh, so there's an even bigger threat there. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? That's a bit of a big problem, actually. What on earth have I done to this position? Knight in. What about knight back here? But again, what am I actually achieving? I'm going to end up having to play this at some point. I'm going to play rook up so I can try and guard and then hopefully run the king away. So I can do this, or I can run back. But this is going to be weak. Maybe I go here. Here I still guard. But then you've just got knight takes, haven't you? That's not an option. No, I'm going to have to push forward and weaken this whole structure. Rook across threatens to take, or just pushes and ignores everything. Okay. I think I play a rook behind. If takes, I'm okay to take in one go, but if a piece is here, you're then threatening to take. Ooh, just blasting through. think I need to take there and maybe rook up. Down to 4 minutes, miles down on the clock. I'm assuming queen will take. I can't move this pawn, I'm in a pin. Queen takes, but I thought I could go here. Chase the queen, try and guard everything. Yeah, if you come forward, I simply trade. I'd love that to happen. Kind of guards this even just for one move while I try and play a move like knight across. But I can't easily get the queen into play. Very, very defensive position. Goes back. Now can I go here? Then go here. That looks okay. Hit the queen with a view to challenging the knight. That knight is a real nuisance, isn't it? Real nuisance. So let's challenge that knight and try and release the queen if we can. If takes, rook takes, pawn takes, takes, I'm in a pin, so I'm going to have to take with a king. It's very, very uncomfortable. Oh, just take straight away. So what if I just take the knight then? Okay, you take with a check. Oh, it's the diagonal, isn't it? I can't. No, I have to take back. If you take, I have to take with a king, I think. But then at least the knight's off the board. Ooh. Again, I missed that. But can I just check and take now? I think I can check and take the knight. I've got to take that knight. At least I can try and check, activate the rook somehow. But the pawn's going to fall anyway. So let's step across and try and get on a dark square. Queen takes, actually I have to go forward, don't I? Or do I? No, I have to go here. That's covered, that's covered. But barely. But I've got a counter threat now if I get the queen f2. Alright, now I'm threatening to counter attack. I don't think you're in time to take here, but I might be wrong. But if I get both pieces forward, there must be a checkmate threat. As long as it's a check, you can't take twice. Oh boy, it's not comfortable. That's what I meant. The bishop can often be more powerful than the rook. It all depends on the position of the game. But can we turn it around? We're threatening check and check. If the queen has to drop back, I still don't think we can take. We might be able to push, I'm not sure. And we might be able to play a move like queen forward and take back with the queen. But boy, it's not comfortable. Oh, bishop forward. So I want to check. Do I give up the rook? Do I take here actually? No, there's a mate in one threat and I can't go there either. Oh, I can get the queen off. It might be a mistake, but I can get the queen off and tempo on the bishop, but I don't know if I can stop these pawns. So I might actually be a losing blunder this, it might be. Yeah, it doesn't want to trade though, and I still can't take. I can't get the rook into the attack. There's nothing I can do, is there? I can't really defend the mate threats. Take, take, take. I don't see how I stop these. I think I need to just try and get a draw. I don't quite see how. Do I do this? Takes, takes, and then I'm just miles down. I don't think I can avoid this. Yeah, I had to take my opponent. They'll lose one pawn, but they've got so many pawns, I don't think I can stop these, so I think I've just lost here, sadly. Well, that's just chess. No, I'm not in the box, so I can't get back. So I have to try a check and behind, but you just push both pawns and it's very easy. Very, very easy. What should be. Actually, I can go here now, but you just run them all, don't you? And I can't stop them. If you push now, I take the pawn. If you push again, I get behind, but you can still protect it. So if I take now, you push. Yeah, it must be losing for me. It must be. Take. You just push and I can't stop them. So I'm going to try and push my own pawns. I think you just push this now and sack this one. I think that's winning. Played very well, my opponent here. Done really well. Now, is there any trick? I don't think so. All I can do is hope you come forward and blunder a checkmate, but that shouldn't happen. You just drop the king back. I might be able to keep checking, but you run the king across the board and you're fine. Okay, I've got one more check and that's it. Just push the pawn and win the game. I mean, I can take and I can come across, but without a checkmate threat or a counter threat. Here. Oh, you just queen, don't you? So all I can do is check and the king just runs across. It's all I can do. But opponent's got 3 minutes and I've only got 30 seconds, so there's nothing here. You just zigzag the king across and it's an easy win. But you can even block with a bishop, I guess, and just sack the bishop. Yeah, opponent's got the technique now. Here, queen, here. I'm going to risk it and just push the pawn. You just queen now. Again, you do the same technique, just bring the queen across the board. I mean, I can try and run, but I don't see how. I just have to make sure if you take the rook, oh, you do. You just take the rook with a check, then the pawn next move. So that's resignable. Just take the rook. It's a check. I missed that it was a check. And just take the pawn next move. If sees that, I'll just resign. I just missed that it was an actual check there, but I'm completely lost here. Opponent's played really well. Let's just step up. See, there is a mate in one threat technically, but oh no, well now that's going to be... If I go forward, it's checkmate, so I have to go back. It's the only move. You can just sack the bishop here as well. Everything's winning. Yeah, just sacks the queen. And gets another queen. Yeah, I'm going to resign that one. I can't be bothered with that one.